Dun. And we are live. In Spanish, I would say, Estamos en vivo, en color, because I have color. Welcome, everybody, to the comics of Entre Nos. Usually, I don't do the intro. We got the other guy. His name is Erik Rivera. I think he voted for Trump. Anyway, he's my good dude. He's not here today. He's gonna come in a little bit later. But as always, we don't wanna miss a date with you guys. I wanna say thank you for tuning in. If you tuned in, how many are you? I can't see the numbers, but I'm sure some of you are out there. You'll get on the live chat right away. I really appreciate you. We've been doing this now since COVID started, man. And time has flown. And I just wanna again say thank you to everybody who's tuning in to watch us talk and chatter about stuff. Some of the stuff is facts and some of the stuff is fake, but you can't sue us because we're not experts, so you can't judge us. With that being said, I always like to bring in, because it's a very special occasion, I want to bring in the producer, the executive producer of Entre Nos, all the specials that we have on. Look, he threw himself in there. He's a grown man that's on TikTok. He's on TikTok, and he has, how many followers do you have now on
I
TikTok?
want to say 37.8.
37.8. That's
Almost
37
38. Come
people.
on, guys.
37 people. He has 37.
37,000.
Uh,
37,800.
allegedly, like I started the show, I said some of the things we say are facts and some of the things we say are not, but we can't be sued because we're not experts. Anyway, put your hands together. Welcome him. He's one of my favorite dudes in the whole wide world, Edwin Licona. Welcome, Licona,
Thank you,
with
thank you, thank you.
37 people.
I'm introducing.
What? Give it
Thank
up.
you, thank you, thank you.
There you
How
go,
you
buddy.
been, man? How you been? It's been a while since I hopped in here with you.
I'm good. I'm well lit. I got lights everywhere now, dude. I got lights everywhere. There's lights. I got lights
Nice.
here.
Yeah, I see that
I
you
got
even have
lights
like a
here.
little, a
Oh,
little glow behind
I,
you. I
I
see
got that
that.
sexy thing
I
popping
know.
off
I
in the
see that.
back. It's a little, I got
I see
Charlene
that. Trust me. I
Theron right
see
here.
you.
This is Charlene Theron. For those that don't know my plant, that's my
I see
favorite
you.
plant. Yeah, dude. So I'm doing it. I got the palm trees above me, and I got Hawaiian palms next to me.
Yeah.
How you been, brother?
I've been okay, man. Just trying to keep moving along, keep putting out these specials, and I
Yeah.
was blessed enough that I shot a couple of them, at the end of last year, early this
Yeah.
year. Now they're being released. They're hitting the airwaves, so that's a blessing always.
Well, we just had a major release this past Friday, and that's why we're coming on now because all the stuff now is up on HBO Max. But before we get into that, I saw your Instagram because I follow you on Instagram. I do not follow you on TikTok whatsoever. Like
You should
none.
follow
Like
me on TikTok too, because I post
no.
a lot
I
of your clips there.
I probably do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Chris, what's up? Ren, what's up, buddy? I don't. But I did see on Instagram you were putting some road videos. You were cutting some of them. You might have been on the snow or anything. But I do know that you went to Arizona. I think this is one of the first times that you leave out of here. So how did that feel like living the state? I don't think you're getting on airplanes. Period. Are you?
No, 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 no. I'm not getting on airplanes. I might have to though, because I need to look at some locations in
Mm-hmm.
the East Coast. So I'm definitely gonna have to look at some locations over there, and I'm gonna have to hop on a plane. But I'm trying to be as careful as possible. I'm wearing my mask. I'm trying to keep everybody at a distance. I'm washing my hands constantly. So
Mm,
I'm trying
that's
to.
good. That's
I'm
that's one of the
traveling.
positive. That's one of the positive things about COVID, man. Everybody's washing their hands. I don't
I
think that
agree. I
people were
agree.
washing their hands before. Now
You know what's
that's why they like
amazing?
shaking hands before.
There was a moment in time when I used to go to the gym, right? You
Hmm.
couldn't tell by the way I look right now, but there was a moment in
No,
time,
I
and
can't tell. I
I
can't tell.
remember, I remember leaving the gym and not, and now that I think about it, I remember leaving the gym and not even caring about washing my hands as I left the gym. And
Hmm.
now, like thinking about that, I'm like, good lord, like how, like
Just spreading germs, dude. Just spreading
100%,
germs.
man. And I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm not
man.
the only one. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, to your point, like I hope we get better habits after this.
Yeah, I got. I got my hygiene habits early. My mom was very adamant about me like washing my hands, and then I didn't used to like to shower, so they used to call me gallego, right? Which is like a Spaniard, like a Spaniard cowboy. They used to call me
Yeah.
gallego, and then I went to school one time, and I didn't know what was wrong, and a cute girl, goes to me, "Yo, you smell." Like I'm this like elementary school. You
Right.
smell, and I came home crying to my mom. In front of everybody, she said that I smell. And then my mom lifted my arm and smelled under my arm, and she goes, "Yo, you smell, yo. Like tú huele, bañate." And
Yeah.
then she taught me about deodorant right then. And then, dude, for me, I watch Walking Dead, and I watch all those zombie shows, and like if I was part of a team, I would only go looking for baby wipes.
Wow.
That would be like you like I'll be like, yeah, you guys like every time we go to a supermarket, everybody will go try to find food, and I'll go try to find baby wipes and deodorant for
Yeah.
the squad. It's like, yo, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We out here dying, but we smell good though. We smell good.
Yeah. I feel you,
Yeah,
man. I had the same type of bad habits in early on. I
yeah.
think,
I think it's part of being a boy.
and not, but I think not only that. At least for me, it was like my mom worked two jobs, so I was at home. I was dressing myself. There was really nobody there to
Yeah,
say, "Go take a shower," before you go to school. And then
yeah.
I remember going to junior high, sixth grade, seventh grade, and getting clowned on by the way I smell. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, I gotta watch
Wow, dude. Wow.
out."
Junior
So
high, that's rough. That's a
I
different level.
learned the
In
hard
junior
way.
high, in junior high, I allegedly choked out somebody because they told me that I stole a shirt from their closet. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I
Yeah,
didn't have the strength. My muscle hadn't developed enough for me to choke out somebody.
yeah. So
But
I
it was
learned
a
the
shirt.
hard way.
It was a
I learned
Tommy
the,
Hilfiger shirt that my mom had bought me. And
woo,
that was a
yeah.
big
Hey, that
deal.
that was a
And for
big deal back then.
someone say that to you in class,
Yeah,
yo, you stole that, like, and I was like, and then the savage came out, but
yeah,
that guy
hundred
hasn't
percent.
come out since then.
So for me, I'm glad that at least I had friends that even though they clowned me, it was
Hmm.
friends that I knew. But
Yeah,
it was that type of clown that that friends do. And then I was
yeah.
like,
It was
I'm not getting clowned tomorrow, so I'm gonna
no,
make
no, no,
sure.
no. That's that healthy bullying.
Yeah,
That's called
yeah.
healthy bullying. That's good. So with that being said, man, I got really excited this weekend because Friday I got to turn on and open up my HBO Max app, and I got to see another Entre Nos chapter up on on the key art. I got to see it. I got to link on it, and this one is Entre Nos LA meets New York. And dude, how do you feel about yet knocking another one out of the park with two great comics, Chris Estrada and Ian Lara?
Uh, I'm happy. I've been wanting to work with Ian and Chris for a while. I got introduced to Chris
Hmm.
2 3 years ago. Actually, a little bit more than that through a mutual friend, Ben Gonzalez. He did
Yeah,
some warming, like he did some warm up stuff for our filming, and finally, I was able to to put him on the show. And same
hmm.
thing with Chris. We've been kind of, same thing with Ian. We've just kind of been behind the scenes trying to figure out what's the best time for them to be on the show, and finally made it happen. So I'm happy. I'm happy because I
Dude,
get to see both
I've
of.
been I've been in LA for like 7 years now. Recently, during the pandemic, I did a show with Ben Gonzalez. The first outdoor show that I did was with him, and Chris Estrada was there. I want to say that I had met Chris before, but I the way I used to fight when I was a little kid was by headbutting people. That's because I didn't know I can't throw hands, but I can headbutt you and run away. I used to like headbutt people and run away, and but it would give me like it would make me dizzy and make this like legit. This isn't jokes. So and it would make them dizzy, and I would run away. And even times that I got jumped, I was able to headbutt a couple of them and daisy them. Like anyway, I don't think my brain is right, but I'll check that out when I got money to check out my brain to worry about it. Right now, So I want to say I met Chris before, but I did get to work this show with Ben Gonzalez, and he went up before me, and I was just like I was that thing for people that know me or that don't know me. Obviously, Edwin knows me. The minute that I see a good comic, that comic goes into a file, and it's like I want to spread the word about this comic. And come to be, it's like, oh no, we did. He's the one that we did L.A. Meets New York with, and I was like, oh, I completely get it, you know. And it was
Yeah.
crazy. And Ian Lara is just like I've seen Ian. I think we auditioned for the Tonight Show at the same time in New York at the New York Comedy Club. So right
Hey.
then and there, I was just like, dude, and I'm Dominican and Ian is Dominican, so right away I was just like, oh, like support all the way. So
100%.
that's amazing. What did you see
Yeah.
in Ian? Because we know about how you feel about Chris. What was it about Ian?
You know, Ian is a. There's two things I see in Ian. Ian, and I'll explain it to. I'll simplify it, and it has somewhat to do with comedy and not right.
Hmm.
Ian, I've seen Ian be polished, suit and everything, and then I've seen Ian with Jordans and a do rag,
Hmm.
so he can walk both worlds. He's
Yeah, yeah,
able.
yeah,
He's a and his comedy is the same way. He's
exactly.
able to tell you about something that could be considered street, or but he does it in a fine, polished way that anybody can like understand it.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
he
that
has that. He has that. He has that. He has that. Um, what is it? The X quality or unknown quality or
yeah,
like something that can't be explained about him. You're like, oh, that because I remember him when he auditioned for the Tonight Show with me. I was like, oh, he's a star, and like these are but that's how I
yeah,
naturally talk when I see when I'm in the presence of it. I've
yeah,
learned how to acknowledge it. I'm like, oh, he's a star. But dude, we're talking about them, and guess what? We have them on standby.
yeah.
They're
We do.
technically in our green room. So let's bring them both in at the same time. Let's bring in Ian. Let's
Absolutely.
bring on Chris, and
Yo,
salute, bro.
I'm
Oh,
literally
you
in
need
the
lighting.
shower.
Oh, you guys need lighting, yo. You need it like me, son. I'm out here like a Timberland '90s video, yo.
What's up, fellas?
How you
What's up,
doing,
buddy?
man?
Chilling, chilling.
How
How you
are you,
fools
Chris?
doing?
How are you, Ian?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm literally in the green room. This is
Uh,
this is where I'm at. Nice to see everybody, man.
nice to see you guys, man.
Yeah,
How are you guys feeling, Chris? Let's start with you. How are you feeling, man? Friday, you're in one of the world's largest platforms, man. Like right now, people can actually click, and right now you
yeah.
can tell people, "Yo, go to," because I know what that feels like, and it feels
Uh-huh.
fantastic. But to be
Yeah,
able to go from an open mic to like, yeah, yeah, I'm on HBO. Just click. You got HBO. Yo, sign up for the free
yeah,
week and then watch it. And
yeah.
how does that feel?
It feels pretty surreal. Like I'm not gonna lie. That day I was kind of nervous. Like I didn't watch it till Sunday, but
Mm-hmm.
like me personally, I just get nervous like that, and I'm like, man, give me a day or two to digest this. Also, the amount of support I got just from homies and other comedians sharing the video, like that was like it was so much in a positive way that it almost felt overwhelming. I'm like, damn, like I gotta I gotta thank these people. I felt like eternally grateful, but also it felt dope. It just felt, I think what I liked about it the most was that because I did it with Ian, and I had been a fan of Ian's Tonight Show set, and I think we're both joke writers, and we're not like there's like comics who just have personalities, and they're comics
That's
who
me.
have
That's me. I'm
no no
just
no you're
basically
no no no
personality.
no you're a joke writer. I fucking know your jokes, but uh, but then
I
there's
make
comics
faces. I go,
who.
man, man. Cut the check. That's it, dude.
But I
So go
think me
ahead.
and I think me and Ian are we have a yeah. I think he writes tighter jokes, but we both come from that school of joke writing, and
Hmm.
I think it was dope to do it with Ian. Like that's what made me happy. Where I was like, oh, that's cool. They're gonna see this dude from New York, then they're gonna see me, and we're both joke writers. Like I felt really happy to do it with him. I felt like we complemented each other well.
Yeah. How about
Yeah,
you,
I
Ian?
do.
How do you feel, man? Now I know you've done stuff. You're heavy into the cellar on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Your clips are top tier. Right before COVID, when the seller, I was gonna go tape like the last season,
Yeah,
the
I remember
last
you hit me
episode.
up. I remember you hit me
Yeah,
up. You talked about it. That you
yeah,
were
yeah,
coming. They canceled. They ended up canceling because we were
yeah,
filming right up until they shut down New York. We were filming.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, with the Entre Nos, I mean, it feels great. I was a fan of Entre Nos a couple years ago. I was with my late manager David Kimowitz and Chris Italia. They rep Vlad, and I remember I
Yeah.
went to the New York. I think it was the New York Comedy Festival when you guys did the release. You had the red carpet release, and
Yeah.
I was like so dope. I remember going to that when Vlad premiered, and that was so dope to me. I was like, oh, this is such like a good thing. I mean, that was like a huge rollout. I was like a red carpet movie.
Yeah. I remember.
And then we went to the
I didn't get none of that. I didn't see any of that. I didn't-
Marquee where they had
You know what I got though? I got the Tonight Show. I got the Tonight Show.
That's good.
Because it was a package deal. Because they saw, oh yeah, he also has a special that's coming out. Let's throw him on. He has his 5 minutes ready. Let's throw him on. So I didn't need the red carpet. You know what I'm saying?
The Tonight Show. Listen, I've done both. I've done the Tonight Show and I've been to Marquee. They're up there. They're both up there. They're both great things. Yo, at this party, I was only like 2 years into comedy, maybe 3 years in, and I was just like, yo, like this is Hollywood. Like this is red carpet premiere, big party at Marquee. So I wanted to do it. Since then, I had told my managers that I would do it, and they've always been pushing me to Victor and Ed doing. And then when I got to LA and I met Chris, I was the same thing. I was just like, oh, it's so dope that like because I'm from New York City, obviously born and raised, Dominican from New York City, and he's Mexican American from Los Angeles. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, they gotta, and I had told him, I was like, they gotta do this LA meets New York because we're like the same type of comedian, but you're just doing LA brand and I'm doing New York, and I felt like it fit perfect. I remember being backstage talking to him, and we were just like, yo, it's so cool that we're together because I wouldn't want to be on a show. Not that I wouldn't want to be on, but I felt like it would have played different if one comedian is like a real ultra physical comedian, and then the next comedian is like, oh, you got to listen to what they're saying. Sometimes it could be, people kind of, it's tough for them to adapt. So I was like, oh, we're bringing the same energy, so that's dope.
Who went first? Actually, the night of the taping.
On the taping, Chris went first.
I went first.
Yeah,
I went first,
that's
and then
good and bad. That's to me. That's good and bad. Good. I'll tell you why. Good for someone like Ian because he can watch and he can peep game.
Yeah.
Bad is I don't see there's a bad in it because I guess bad is because you get to watch the first person go up. But one of my requests I remember saying to our executive producer here in the top box, Edwin, was, hey, I want to go first.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
I don't, and he was kind of like, yeah, but we could, the first guys, nah, we don't need a warm up. Let's just go. Let's.
Yeah, and I think that, and I'll add to what you're saying. I think if there is a negative, it's just that the crowd is not like warmed up, right? Like. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you go there and you would have to just, like, bring that type of energy out of them and just kind of set it up. So, if there's a negative, then that probably be the biggest challenge of going first.
But with someone like Chris, that doesn't really play into because it's just joke.
As soon as he hit on stage, as soon as he hit the stage, it was like boom, 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 boom. And then he went into, like, the jokes that took time to, like, get out and evolve. But, yeah. He hit that stage hard.
Yeah, I remember I was watching backstage, and I think he wasn't the first comedian. It was like another comedian that went before him, and I think
there's always a warm up.
But when I was watching backstage, and I was like, oh, he, as a comic, you just hear him you hear somebody tell jokes, and you're like, oh, the audience understands jokes. Okay, cool. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You get that like relief.
Yeah, it was cool. I was glad to go first. I mean. Like I said, there was that warm-up comic, but going up it was dope because it really felt like the challenge that I like going up first, especially if I just go, I want to set up a dope environment for the next comic. I want the next comic to feel like he could ride the same wave and even like take it further or keep it at that length or whatever. So I just thought it was dope. Yeah.
So let me, and I know we spoke about it a little bit earlier on before we brought him in, but the first time I got introduced to Chris, I want to say it might have been on the show, that the episode that you were on, Orlando, and I seen him do a club, whatever, because Ben told me to go check him out. Then he came in and probably did some warm up for our film day. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's how it was. It was
Portal, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, then I just kept my eyes on them, just kept watching them grow. 2-3 years passed. Dudes on Comedy Central, comedians to look up to next. And then I think he did the 2018 top 10 comedians to look for.
Yeah, he was 2018 LA top 10 comics to watch. And 2019, he did Comedy Central's Up Next comics. This is for Chris. And then 2020, he got Entre Nos LA New York.
Right. It was just like
every year.
Every year just watching them boom, 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 boom.
It was cool too, because when Edwin hit me up, I was doing like a shitty ass road gig in Fresno, and I was like, I was sleeping in the Booker's like guest room, like I was like literally like at a coffee, just wasting time waiting for my set later that night, and I was just thinking like, damn man, what am I doing with my fucking life, you know? And then Edwin hits me up on IG and says, hey, can I talk to you? Can I give you a call? And I'm like, yeah, go for it. I thought it was going to be hey, do you want to do more warm-up? Which I would have been like happy to do. I would have been like, yeah, absolutely. And then he was like, oh man, I feel like I really want you to do Entre Nos. And I'm like, oh dude, I'm in Fresno. I'm in the shitty ass Cowtown doing this fucking hell gig. Yeah, dude, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's what people don't understand. Sometimes like I don't call people like right away. Like I'm letting them get that they're set ready, or a couple years move in and get that energy going. But then when I call, it's just like, like even Eric. I think when I called Eric, I was like, "Are you sure?" Like Eric was like, "How do you know me?" Like, you know, I think Eric was like, "How do you know me? How'd you get my number?" You know?
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's just like, "Yo, we just got a list. I keep tabs and I'm looking at everybody." And with Ian, it's like David and I just kept talking about Ian back and forth, and then we were trying to get him on the San Antonio stage, but then you got Bring the Funny, right? Right around early, was that 2019 or late 18 when you got
2018, right? Yeah. Oh no, 2019. That was 2019.
Early, right? Like early, like going in March or whatever. And
here
then
I am. I'm lost. I was in Bring the Funny too. I was like, oh, you got Bring the
Funny. I was like, no, let them do that. Primetime Network. I was like, let them get that visibility. I was like, I promise you, got them on the next one. You know, and then I know he passed away, and like, you know, I called Ian right away. I was like, I told him I was gonna get you on the next one, and like, you know, I'm keeping my promise, and let's do it, you know. And then I called him over. Anyways, we were already talking about him, like, you know. I think what he doesn't, what some comedians don't understand, like behind the scenes, we're like their names are being talked about, they just don't know it. You know?
That's one thing. I mean, I've been with Chris and Dave as my managers for the beginning, and that's one thing that like I did not know. If it's like young comics watching this, like I didn't. I mean, you hear it, but I didn't know. Dave always used to tell me like early days, like before I had any type of credits, I was just like, hey man, I just want to have one credit. Like people ask me, what do I say when I bring you up? And I have nothing. I'm like, nothing. I've done nothing. He always used to say, he's like, hey man, don't worry about it. Like when it happens, it's kind of like a domino effect. It kind of just starts. You don't have to like, dang. And that's definitely how it's worked out.
It becomes like, just from my personal experience, it's become, it is even surreal. And then you guys are gonna get to a point where you're gonna forget about some of the stuff, you know. Right now, I just forgot. I blanked out on Bring the Funny.
Yeah, me too.
And it's kind of like you get, and I'm very thankful because all this, you know, we have him here, but I bug him a lot. But like with Edwin, it's like a lot of it started with that 5 minutes. You know, even my manager knew that I was a talented dude. My manager a great dude by the name of Dave Rath. He represents top industry people, and he came to. I remember when he came to that incident. The feature was Ida, and I was doing 5 minutes up top. I was opening the show 5 minutes. Um, Even my manager was walking around, and he respected the professionalism of the incident knows environment. And then I remember people coming up to me, yo, they don't know who you are. They only gave you 5 minutes. And then I said, that's all I need. That's
Yeah.
all I need. And then that was like, it was, I really want to say the first domino obviously was when I chose this career. But then that was another major domino that started falling. And everything just stacks up
Yeah.
But
just
let
as
me
long
ask
as
you what
you,
you just said right now. That
yeah,
5 minutes that he's talking about
yeah.
turned to the first half hour.
Yeah.
That 5 minutes that everybody was like, who is this guy? Can we get more of him? And I was like, well, let's give him his first half hour. Because at that moment in time, they just wanted to do the series. And I'm like, no, you want more? Like a lot of these guys have more. Let's
Mm.
evolve to the half
Yeah.
hour. And they were like, all right, cool. And then I was like, let him go first. Let him open the gates and let us set it up. And then, it was just having that combo with Orlando. Like, look, you're gonna be the first half hour. You're gonna like
No,
if this
we talked about it the first day before I even did my
yeah,
five
you 100%,
minutes.
a hundred
Yeah.
percent. So it
I
was like
remember Edwin took a picture with me and he goes, you're the first comic I take a picture with.
yeah, because
That's dope. That's dope.
I never really like I just never want to bug you guys, right? And I'm like, is
Yeah.
this not gonna be the only time? Like I have this whole thing like this is not gonna be the only time I work with you, so I'm not gonna take a picture, you know. But then
But
him and
it's
I
a
were just
yeah, but it's a special thing, and I think both of you have reached it. I think there's someone that I want to come on the show, and probably Ian, you could help him because he's a special dude. You got to talk to him in a special way, which is Vladimir, because
yeah,
Vladimir, he doesn't know that he played a big part, because
a
Yeah.
hundred
Vladimir,
percent,
to me, did the first one.
a
Yeah.
hundred
And
percent.
any doubts that people might have had and not being able to see the vision, how far it can go, the Entre Nos movement, Vladimir's like he
A
raised his
hundred
hand and
percent.
he waved the flag like, "Yo, I'm on HBO now,"
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And people miss that. People miss that, and it's
That's
like,
real too,
dude,
because
I'm watching Game of Thrones and I'm watching Vladimir right
And
after.
and
that's
to add to what he's saying is like it was very strategic to add Vlad to the pilot. That was the pilot. Like
Hmm.
that's what they wanted to see. Like show us what this would look like, right? So if you look at it, how diverse it is, it's Frankie Quinones, L.A., Shayla, more seasoned, and then Vlad. And I was like, we gotta have
Vlad in
Vlad.
his jacket. Remember his
Yeah,
jacket.
Vlad in that white jacket.
White
Yeah.
jacket, yeah.
But the point is also, if you could tell him, because I've also been trying to get a hold of him. I've been trying to say my thanks to everybody on that pilot. What I mean by that is, they're like Frankie's getting his half hour, Shayla got a half hour, and I'm just trying to like, yo, Vlad, like let's talk, But yeah, Vlad is that dude for me. Vlad was that guy that I wanted to show Hollywood
No, and
how
even like
diverse.
let me touch on something that Ian said. This just became the big up Vlad moment, and this will be the last thing. But this is something very important, which is that you
Whoa,
said you went to the red carpet with Vlad, you
Yes.
know, and I don't know if it was Vlad or his management or whoever, but however you got there, it gave you that access to that red carpet, and for someone like yourself and Chris, I hear every ice cube in your cup. For someone like for someone like us, right? That makes it tangible. Like when we're able to be in that environment, that makes it really tangible. And it's like, oh, this is doable, you know?
yeah.
And I had that blessing before Into the Nose came where I got to hang out with friends and go to be backstage at shows. And I remember I made when I did the Tonight Show, I made a conscious effort to invite one of my friends, Chris Millhouse from New York,
Love
to
Chris.
go to the Tonight Show. Because I remember reading and hearing the stories of the comics going to Tonight shows or to their half hour tapings or to their hour taping and taking a comic that doesn't hasn't had anywhere near close to that experience because that's just good karma, man. Because you're showing them like, hey, this is really tangible. You
Yeah,
know? So that
yeah,
was
for
fantastic.
sure. Glad,
That's the opposite of what I'm doing. I'm sending it to everyone and saying, "You will never do this," and then I go, "I'm one of a kind." I've been doing the opposite.
You'll never get this. No. No,
This
but
from the guy that says, "No, I like to come up first so I could set up the room for the next guy behind me." Like, okay, I believe you.
no, for sure. Vlad is always been like a big brother to me. Not only did we have the same managers, but we both being Dominican and from New York. He's definitely was like a big brother to me, and I definitely have always felt that that type of relationship, like how you said about Chris Millhouse. And now I'm in a position where I just did some shows a couple nights ago, and it was like a bunch of other Hispanic comics from New York who I don't really, I just because, COVID, one reason, because you're not out as much as you used to be, but I don't necessarily have that relationship with them just because, you start performing in different places. But they were mentioning like, hey, I submitted for the competition. Like I saw your Entre Nos. I submitted for the Entre Nos competition. Like that's so dope. Like, how was it? And I'm like, that's dope. Like I didn't, I never consider myself to be like in a thing, but it's cool to be able to look back and be like, oh, that's dope. We're gonna do it. That's gonna be fun.
Exactly. Even that, my special came out a while back ago, but it's still getting those things. And Chris, I'm sure you're getting it. You're getting it and gonna start getting it. That everybody's always, hey man, it's a really that cool of an experience. And
I had 5 comedian homies of mine that I was like, yo, I'm gonna submit to this. How was it? And I was like, oh yeah, you gotta submit. Yeah. And then I was just like, submit to this. Like, don't it's a pretty dope experience. I go. Like I've done it. Other homies I know, like Vanessa Gonzalez, who's a friend of mine's, did it.
I love Vanessa, man.
Jesus Trejo did it. And Frankie, who's like the way Vlad is a big brother to Ian. Frankie's the same guy for me. Frankie would take me on the road. So what was really cool about it was when we were going on the road all over the country, there'd be a lot of people who'd come up to him and say, and this is like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, would come up to Frankie after a show and go, I saw you on this Entre Nos thing on like HBO. And so it was really dope. It was real dope. It made me go like, oh, there's a lot of reach here.
Well, for me,
100%.
For me, the platform is really to just give you guys some exposure, right? Whether whether it was on HBO Latino, but at the end of the day, it migrated because I think that in the early stages, just being Latinos, they probably felt that we were only going to appeal to a Latino audience, right? And the migration happened when they started seeing the curation between Vlad, seeing Shayla, seeing Frankie, seeing Ida, seeing Orlando, and like everybody that's stepping on that stage. Yeah, there's Latino, and it ties you all in because you're Latino, but nobody's talking about the same thing, and it's appealing to a broader audience. So when we got the call that Orlando also, not only did he open the doors for the first half hour, but I remember when we got the call and they were like, hey, we already had delivered the master. We already had, like, everything was already scheduled. As a matter of fact, we were like 2 weeks away from his special airing. And we got the call because they thought we were going to be upset about this. And they're like, hey, we're going to remove the HBO Latino logo out. And we're just going to put an HBO logo on it because we feel that you guys are appealing to just more than a Latino audience. Are you guys cool with that? We're like, yeah, of course.
I want it on Latino only. Latinos only.
Yeah, I was like, that was the main goal from the beginning. I was like, that was the main goal from the beginning. We just wanted our foot in the door, but the main goal was to show you how diverse we are. And then, the second thing that came in the amendments was like, we want to show this in all of our channels. Like, we're like, perfect. Like, that's the point. Like, we want to show you guys how diverse everything is. And I think that more than anything, more than the linear channel, I think you guys are getting a lot of views from the on streaming, right? The apps and all the other stuff on the go. And I think a lot of it is coming from there. And that's the phones, you know? So I think that's a positive thing that they didn't see coming their way, and they just evolved to that. But even Orlando knew, because Orlando was like, we're gonna make them change it from HBO to HBO Latino to HBO, and I'm like, that's the goal. So when I hung up and I gave him that call, I was like, it happened. Like the crazy part is that even when there's a vision, whether it was my vision or Orlando's vision, when there's a vision, like, and we just try to execute to that, like eventually, like all the dots, you know, they connect, and then it allows everybody else that comes after you guys to just have that same type of audience, if not keep growing, you know?
And one of the most special things, other than we have specials and whatnot, and but this thing has happened, which is breaking down that old mold that was going on before, where there can only be one, and people don't speak about this, but now we're dealing in a time where we're all helping each other out. It doesn't matter. Like I'm very adamant about, hey man, you need anything, give me a call, hit me up, talk to me. I'm about that life. I remember Ian having to basically track him down because he wouldn't answer the phone, and it's like, yo, you're about to do the Tonight Show. I did the Tonight Show.
I remember. Can I tell? Can I say? Because
I had to track him down.
No,
I was calling other people. Like, yo, I tried Vlad. He didn't pick up. But like, I tried.
Vlad don't say numbers.
I know. I got like 3 numbers on Vlad, by the way. I got like 3 different numbers on Vlad.
I don't know. I tried. I bought some beads. I put some beads on. And I shook him like this, and I thought of him to see if he would call me, and he didn't. There was some crystals, and I was just like, "Blood, call me," and then he didn't.
Let's keep this narrative that Ian is conceited.
When I was gonna do the Tonight Show, and Orlando, you obviously know how crazy those 2 weeks leading into it are. Orlando he reached out to me like a week earlier on Instagram. We hadn't really like chopped it up in person. This was before Bring the Funny. It was after Bring the Funny. So we had already chopped it up. He hit me up on Instagram. He was like, hey man, I know you're doing the Tonight Show. If you have any questions about it, like hit me up. I'll walk you through it. And I saw it, but I thought at that time, I didn't know him that well. I thought it was just something you just say, like you just tell people like, hey, you're doing the Tonight Show. But I didn't think he really meant it. So I didn't want to bother him like that. I didn't want to call him and bother him like, like, hey man, what? But then a couple nights before, he hit me up. He was like, hit me up again. He was like, hey, I told you if you have any questions, we could hop on the phone. And I was like, all right, so let's do it. So I called him, and then he like walked me through the whole day, basically the whole morning of what happens when you do the Tonight Show. The whole morning, like start your day like this, then this is gonna happen, then a ride is gonna pick up, they'll pick you up, they'll drop you off here, then you're gonna walk up the stairs, this is gonna happen, you'll have a break room, Jimmy will come by, Jimmy will say this, don't say this to Jimmy, don't do this to the roof. Like it was perfect. It was exactly what, as a young comic who's never done it, what you need to hear. And I remember he did that for me. And like after, I had a couple of my friends who did the Tonight Show after, and I was able to do that for them. I was like, hey, call me. I'll walk you through the complete day, so you won't have any questions, so you won't be feeling
something as simple as when you're doing the Tonight Show. I know it might be like common sense to a few people, but to most people, no. It's like you don't even got to worry about ironing your clothes.
Right.
Just take your clothes.
Right.
You're gonna steam your clothes.
Right.
You're gonna have your own dressing.
Or no, because I walk in and like, hey, you want to steam your clothes? I was like, Orlando said you'd be here, and I gave it to them.
It's like that. I tell everybody, hey, go in that morning, go out for a walk, or like I remember doing it and getting on the treadmill. The same thing. The day that I shot the Adorable for Entre Nos, that day I went and got on a treadmill. I passed by the thing and then I left. And it's kind of like you just work out your day. Everybody, you have faith that everybody's gonna do their job.
Right.
I'm different. So, for example, when it came to the Tonight Show, I haven't done it, but I did. When Orlando was on stage at a live show we did, I went through his phone and I stole the booker's number from the Tonight Show, and I started messaging him a lot. I found his address. I was going to his house. I was knocking on the door.
That is what you do, young comics. That's the way
That's
to
what you do. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I eventually got a restraining order. That doesn't mean I'm going to give up.
But see, the thing is, Chris, you're on his radar.
I'm on his radar. And LAPD's radar as well.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, like just seeing the fact that, you know, for me, just seeing the fact that I see you guys, you know, even whether it's before the platform, whether with anything, just seeing the growth of, you know, us and our culture hitting that primetime network, man. That to me, that just is dope to see because there's a lack of it. There was a lack of it. There was even a lack of a multicultural type of even comedy show in the last 15 years. You know, so it was one of those things. So whenever Ian hits it, when Orlando hits it, I'm hoping that you'll hit it too, Chris, because I think you definitely can. And you know, it's one of those things. Like I get excited seeing everybody win. You know, like it's interesting. Like to me, it's just like there's an excitement just seeing like shit. Like everybody's moving. Everybody's like, you know, there's a continuous move. Like for me, the day that they released, I remember calling. I don't remember who I called, but I was like, look at today. I was like, you got De Lo Mio, which is Sasha and D hitting on HBO. I was like, you got the Entre Nos special hitting on HBO. I was like, you got this and other. I was like, there's movement happening.
Yeah, for sure.
People don't see it, or we might not feel it. But I was like, to me, this is movement. Like it's happening little by little, but it's movement.
Yeah. I think it's important, like, because I remember the first thing I did was Comedy Central out here when we taped the first Comedy Central featuring, and I met a lot of the comics that I met there, like American comics. They were all great, like funny, some of the funniest comics. But I remember talking to them backstage. At that point, they didn't know what the show would be because I did the first season of Comedy Central featuring. So a lot of them were like worried about like doing their like best material on that show because they didn't know what it would be and they kind of didn't want to burn whatever. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna do. I've never done anything. I'm gonna do my best material, and that was like the first thing that I'd done that got like, you know, it's gotten. They put it on the internet and it's gotten 10 like million views. And the same thing when I did Entre Nos, I was like, I want to do. I remember meeting with Victor. I was like, I want to do my best stuff. I think it's very important that when we get these opportunities, we do our best stuff and not try to save it like, oh no, I'm gonna wait for Netflix to call. Netflix may never call. You have to do you have to do your best when you get that opportunity. I think that's like super important.
You also have to do your best because the people who are going to call, they're only going to call the people when they see them do their best. You know, they're not going to be like, that dude was all right. Let me give him a call. You know, they're going to see you do your shit and they'll be like, damn, that's really funny. Like, that felt like A material. Let me call this dude.
Yeah. I remember
I used to live in Miami, Florida. I used to live like probably like a mile away from the Miami Improv.
Yeah.
And I start the story that way because at the Miami Improv, every comic you can imagine has come through there. And one of the comics that used to come through there was Kevin Hart. And he talked about it in his book. And to see Kevin use killer material for Shaq's All-Star. Like everybody within the comedy industry knew that Kevin was a star. But to see him, he talks about it in his book. He said that
that's what broke him.
Yeah, he burned that material that he was saving to tape another hour. He did it on the Shaq All-Star. And that changed it. But I remember watching that Shaq All-Star, and they had been a minute since someone just smashed.
Yeah. He destroyed. That's one of the best sets in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Till this day, that set still carries weight.
Yeah. It's so good. I think, again, it's just important to like any young comp. Like you always have to like do your best. I remember when I first met Victor, I had lunch. We had lunch, and he brought that up. He was like, "Hey, you know, are you gonna do like your best material?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, like I don't have, you know, I'm not. What am I saving it for? I did the Tonight Show and filmed the Entre Nos with like 8 days apart. So, and you know, with the Tonight Show, you don't find out till like 2 weeks before. So I had to like really reshuffle like my set, what I was wanted to do, but I still brought it to both things. Like I treated them both; they were both equally special to me.
Exactly. And there's a flip side to that coin also. If you're not ready and they give you the opportunity, I think you really have to have big boy.
That's tough.
You need to be just. I've had the opportunities where they've been like, "Hey, Orlando, you ready?" And I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah,
Not right now. I humbly I'm." And I've been honest enough to tell people, "Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that right now. I'm
Yeah.
not ready."
I,
You know.
I
And
feel
those
like I have
checks
that.
are amazing. The checks, oh, they look so fantastic. They're like barbershop opening money.
Yeah,
But
I feel like
you know,
I have the same approach. Like I remember the first time I did the first time I ever like I met Edwin is doing warm up for the one you and Ida were on, Orlando. Like I did a warm up
yeah,
for that, and then the next year I hit up Edwin, not to say, hey, can I do Entre Nos? It was really I hit him up and say, I hit him up on email and say, hey, can I do warm up? Like you know, because I didn't think I was like, nah. I've always been pretty measured, and like I know when I'm ready for something, you know, and I'm like,
yeah.
man, I have
Oh,
fun doing
trust
that.
me, I'm
Yeah.
hitting up Edwin today. I just hit him up. Hey, man, you need a host? I can host. You need a host. But you, Chris, I got to give it up to you, and I'm bigging you up. You've always been very self-aware, and I always wondered, like, where did that come from? But now that I see all the mirrors behind you, I figured it out.
These are my ladies' mirrors. My self awareness comes from my
Yeah.
incredibly low self esteem. Like this, like Ian won't pick up your calls. I will.
Yeah.
I will call you instead. I don't. You don't even. You don't have to call me. I will call you. I will
Yo,
bug
he
you.
was not picking. He was dodging me. He was ghosting me, like straight up. Like he would look at his phone, Ian, and be like, "Psst." Like this
dude.
guy thinks we're brothers, dog. Just because you know how many other Dominicans exist. Like
The
he used to
two
say
weeks,
that.
the 2 weeks before you taped the Tonight Show, you literally go through every single emotion in the book. Like you go from excited to like, I remember being a couple nights before. This is when I spoke to Orlando. I spoke to Orlando like probably like 2-3 nights before I did it. I was like, I don't want to do it. Like I'm gonna bomb on national television. Like I don't want to do it. Like you literally run the set so much that you're like when it was done. That was like I was like it's done. Like that's it.
But okay, but question for you because he's a really good dude, man, and I love this guy unconditionally. The Michael Cox, who is the booker of the Tonight Show, he's a really good dude. Did Michael Cox say to you, "Hey, reach out to Orlando Leyba"?
I think he did. But like I had already spoken the night before. Like he did, like the night before I did it. I was like,
But
yeah,
that was also me. That was also me. See all the ways I was trying to reach you.
yeah. I think he
Because
mentioned
we auditioned at the same time. Didn't we audition at the same time, Ian, at the New York Comedy Club?
Yeah, we did. We did audition at the same time. That was in 2018, I think, at the beginning of 2018.
Yeah.
But it goes to one of the things, like you said, like I auditioned and I had like a great set, and Michael was like, "Hey, like I love it, but he was like, I want to give you like another year. Like I want to give you another year." And I was like, okay, I didn't, I didn't
And
take it.
he's a guy. He's a man of his word, brother.
Right.
I didn't take it a year.
I didn't give thing. And then a year later, I submitted and he gave me 0 notes. He was like, "You're ready. Let's do it." And and which is tough because when there's no notes, you kind of like tell me something. Like tell me, is there anything I could do? Like tell me something. But he was like, this is ready. Like we'll do it. And then we did it 2 weeks later. He's great. He's a great dude to work with.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of both of you guys a lot, man. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
said,
thank
like
you.
Chris, I knew Chris, but that day that I saw you at Ben Gonzalez outdoor
man.
show, it was amazing. Ian, brother, you're my comedy brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you're my little brother and shit. I got more gray hairs, but whatever. But I believe in you. But we learn from each other because you put me up on the tushy, and now I got tushies all throughout the house.
Yes,
Like humble brag, I
You
got
see me in
multiple
Lara Live
bathrooms.
at the discount.
I do want to say,
I went upscale again. Upscale. I went
Warm
upgraded
water.
to the one with warm water and
Warm
the
water.
bamboo knobs. I
Yeah.
got the bamboo
wow.
knobs. You know what
Can
I'm
I
saying?
tell you that I feel like Siri heard that episode because all I get is advertising for that bamboo knot tushy.
Tushy,
constantly. I'm
100%.
like, oh man.
Listen, man, the Tushy does not sponsor this show, man. I'm looking dead at the camera, man. Do you suffer from swamp ass?
Yes.
That's sometimes, as men, sometimes.
Wow.
This is the
Well,
third Entre Nos episode, the
listen.
third podcast I do, the third time it comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks to my friend Ian Lara, who has a special on HBO right now, HBO Max, along with his friend Chris Estrada. Both of them, LA meets New York. I discovered the Tushy Wash, and I have the Tushy Wash. I did a whole bit on it. I did.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you did. Yeah.
For the Kevin Hart Laugh
Yeah.
Out Loud. Yeah,
Yep.
because it's
Before?
very
You had it before?
No, just recently.
Oh, recently?
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
taped for Just for Laughs. I taped for Just for Laughs. Just for Laughs was all digital.
Yeah.
And I did a Tushy Wash bit because I've been, like, I'm telling, humble brag, dude. I got multiple bathrooms in my house. I'm
If you get that sponsorship, you need to slide me some of that.
100%, dude.
I
I
would
want to
love
do the commercial with you because
Yeah.
I want to show that people with our complexion and our swagger can
Yeah.
go, and
I
people
do
with
it.
low self-esteem. Like, I want that, like, in the commercial, Chris becomes highly confident
Yes.
after he uses the Tushy Wash. Like, he comes out, like, he goes into the bathroom being his normal Chris Estrada. So, I have a special on HBO, and then he comes out of the bathroom and he's like, Entre Nos, motherfuckers.
Yeah. and I go Orlando who?
Exactly. Guys, man, it's been wonderful having you guys both on.
Thank you.
Your tags are on your name so people can follow you on Instagram, all social
Yep.
media. But above all that, if you have HBO Max, go to HBO Max, type in Entre Nos. If you can't find it right away in the key art, because there's so many things now with HBO Max and Friends hugging up all the key art. Anyway, so type in Entre Nos, find these guys. This is the latest special. I'm truly, truly proud and happy for the both of you. This is such a special moment because we get to say what a lot of people want to say, and I hope that at some point those people that really deserve it get to say it too. But Chris Estrada, Ian Lara, both of you are on HBO, which is not just TV, it's HBO.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys, man.
Good looking out, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Orlando.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank both of you guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, that was great, man. That was great. Ian is out of there. How do you feel, Edwin? Those are two more.
Yeah.
I want to say, I don't want to refer to them as kids, but it's a special thing as a producer that you get to see these things, these
100%.
thoughts that were just thoughts now become reality.
100%. I feel it's rewarding to see, for me, it's rewarding to see them hit the screen, right?
Yes.
But there's a second type of reward that I get, like, I do feel like it's a little bit like children, right? But they're not. Is seeing them use the moment, capitalize on the moment to elevate their career, their brand. And to me, that's what the platform was created for. Mm-hmm. For you to get your spotlight on. Then once that happens, use that moment, capitalize on it, run with it, and grow it. To me, when I see a comedian doing that, that's like a job well done. It's like the best payback I can get when I see you guys moving. Utilizing that moment.
No, it's fantastic, man. It's such a great opportunity and a blessing to be able to be part of this family. I give thanks every day because it really set me on track, and then it showed me other stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know. We had a special moment when mine came out because I knew I had stuff in my toolbox, but I didn't know I had that many things in my toolbox that I was just like, that I've been putting away for years. And I'm not just talking about jokes. I'm talking about phone numbers, contacts, and people that now felt comfortable. People that always want to help you, but they're like, it's kind of like when you're trying to start a business. And we'll leave off on that. You tell your bud, hey man, I need some money to start a business, and then what's the business? It's a car detailing place, and then you're like, okay, so how are you gonna do it? Oh, just give me like 30 grand, and I'm gonna start doing cars and stuff. And they
Yeah.
were like, no, what's the business plan?
Yeah.
And or what's your business? And it was kind of like by me doing the Entre Nos, the 5 minutes help, the half hour then became my calling card. And it's like, here you go. I'm Orlando Leyba. I'm part of this Entre Nos family, and I'm on HBO. And then people feel comfortable
100%.
helping you.
And let's
Because
not
they want to
forget.
see, like everything else in life, you got to help yourself first in order
100%.
for people to come in and help you. And then let people
100%.
help you when they come in. You
Yeah.
don't got to do it all by yourself.
And it doesn't stop there because Adorable
Hmm.
is streaming exclusively on Pandora
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
that's right. So the audio from Adorable is on Pandora. That's great. All
Exclusively
the Adorable
streaming on
station.
Pandora right now. So it does
Yes, yes.
the
And
hit.
Adorable is still on HBO Max if you guys want
Correct.
to watch it along with Eric. He's not here today, and I feel like the show was a whole lot better. But I don't like it because I feel like I had to do way too much work. When he's here, I get to just lay back and be my normal self. But Eric's Super White is also streaming on HBO Max.
On HBO. Everybody's half hour still streaming on HBO. The
Yeah,
Entre Nos series streaming on HBO.
yeah.
The
And
more
if you don't
content,
have internet, if you don't have HBO, I always say this:
the
sign up for the free week. If they give you a free week, sign up. Then set an alarm for the day before, and then cancel your subscription. They
wait.
don't like when I say that.
Stop being cheap, Orlando. Buy the HBO. Go watch Super White. Go watch Adorable. Stop with the ghetto life hacks.
Wow.
So this is from a guy who vacations in Big Bear.
What? I don't
During COVID, Erik Rivera has gone to Big Bear, Arizona. He's now in upstate somewhere. He's not even, he's by snow. Oh, the kids want to see snow, so I'm going to take them.
I'm with my family in case
with
the
your
zombie
family.
apocalypse happens. What's going on, Rail? I see people already. Look at that. Don't leave yet because I just showed up. Party just
Okay.
started.
Not, well, dude, we're at an hour. Sorry. We got to.
You know what? This is what happens when Orlando runs the show. He's calling the party early, guys. You see what happens?
No.
Oh, Claudia too now shows up all late just because
Yeah,
of
because Claudia's suspect.
Claudia,
Claudia's 100% suspect. Claudia is 100% suspect. You know what I'm saying? Rael, he was cool. He was in here in the beginning. Vero was cool. She was here too. But
No,
Claudia,
Vero was
very
there.
suspect. Yay, Eric. Yay, Eric. Blocked
Everybody that
on
came back
Instagram.
late.
I swear to God, I'm blocking Claudia on Instagram.
Hey, the pettiness is coming out.
Oh, it's 100%. I'm a Yelper, yo. This is what
Yo,
I do.
Orlando, before we log off, can we talk about Edwin now? Now that he's been named number 4, he's got the curls out, he's got the fade, he's lining up. I don't like his attitude. You
No,
remember before
100%.
he was named number 4? How he would show up to our lives? He would show up in a tank top, like not even care.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
used
him.
to tell him, yo, you don't want to put on sleeves. Now, if you really look at his shirt, he still has the creases because it's fresh out of the
Yeah,
pack.
that's a color, dude. That's a color a regular man doesn't buy. But now he's got number 4 confidence. He's
I
like,
don't know,
you
what
let
is
me
that?
see
What are you showing us? The logo?
It's a little polo,
Oh, yeah. It's official.
That's the confidence of being number 4. Now he goes into stores and asks for the weird colors no one asked for. Excuse me, you got a mint chocolate chip green? I want that on my body.
It just looks.
100%.
This is a great color. This is a great color with my gray khakis and my mocha bottle hacks Jordans. So it's like it's a good combo.
You see, you
It's
hear?
all right.
You hear his
It looks
attitude?
good, man. It looks good. I get that's the outfit you got to wear for online teaching.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
This is when the vice principal takes his jacket off to be cool with the kids. Guys, I'm like you guys. Listen,
I'm like you
one of
guys.
y'all.
Yeah. He took off his little. He has the little patches right here in his sports coat.
He starts telling them how he's part of the neighborhood. Guys, I used to play ball right down there, over
Right
on that
down
park,
there, dude.
McKinley Park right there. I used to play ball right there
Where?
like you guys.
Where, Mr. Licona? What park, Mr. Licona? What park?
Guys, I broke my leg over there on 3rd
3rd and Main. I'm
Wow.
like you guys.
Wow, Mr. Licona. Wow.
Here, hold on. Let me turn my chair
Mr.
backwards.
Licona, can you tell us the story again? How you became vice principal?
Well,
Look,
see, what had happened was
I turned my life around, guys. You don't think I was out there putting up graffiti like you guys with my bike on rank? I was doing all that.
I used to listen to the hippity hop music.
Yeah.
I was into rap.
all right, man. I'm about to end the podcast, man.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry I missed you guys today, but I know you had a good time with Chris and Ian, dude. I know you covered it, but the special was amazing. I laughed. I called Edwin right after I was done. I was like, Chris and Ian are just bangers, dude, bangers.
Yeah, man. It's great. This brand keeps on growing, and the family keeps on expanding, and this beautiful network of people that we have is
Let me tell you
amazing.
something.
Except for Claudia. Claudia Torres is not a good
Let me
person.
tell you something before we log off. One of the two cool things happened with the contest that I didn't see coming, right?
You
And that's
discovered TikTok. That's one.
one. I'm talking about the one that we just ended on Friday.
Okay.
The submissions almost tripled.
Yes.
And the second cool thing is that I got to see a huge amount, I want to say, if not half, close to half, of female comedians, which the first year when we ran this, it was probably like 95% guys, 5% female comedians. And now that balance is there. And it's great to see that they feel comfortable enough that they know there's a platform there that understands them and respects them. And it's great just to see that they're out there, doing it as well, and that space is growing. Hey, and if you just text them something, I saw Orlando laugh, so I'm like, I see you texting.
He's not texting me.
But anyways, yeah, that was it, man. That was it. I just feel happy to see that the growth on TV and the platforms, not just on the streaming channel, but also the people actually want to participate and want to be a part of the show. So it's growing
and it's launching people. I know he doesn't like to brag, but did you see somebody's gonna be on Team Coco stand up online? And he doing a pilot?
He did it yesterday. I think he did it yesterday.
And he's doing a pilot before a show on video.
You're late, bro. You're late.
I like to promote you, Orlando. I like to talk about your with the things you're doing. Because you know what?
I want to promote the headroom in your shot. There's no headroom in your shot.
Orlando, let me tell you what bothers me about you, Orlando.
Wow.
Orlando hits me with the, hey, bud, how you doing? Very passive aggressive, because I'll be like, hey, you available today? Hey, how's it going? How's the wife? How are the kids? Very passive aggressive, right? And then I get into the small talk. Oh, Orlando, I'm so sorry. How's the wife? How are things going? And all he hits me with, good. Things are good, buddy, right? But let me say something about Orlando. I think Orlando and I are friends because we've been doing the show a long time. He doesn't tell me about the projects he's working on. It's all, and then all of a sudden I see online, oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing this. Oh, by the way, I'm doing, and I'm like, I thought we were friends. I tell Orlando everything. I say, Orlando, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing. And pal, champ, I'm gonna start using those little passive aggressive tags he uses on me. Hey, kiddo, this is what I'm doing.
Well, here's the thing, man. I do want to be honest with you. Because I am so blessed. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the amount of blessings that land on me. But just the way I put that out there, that land on me, a lot of the things that happen for me, man, are just like off key. And I've been called out on this. Thank you for calling me out, Eric. Mm-hmm. And my wife has called me out on this, where I'm not present, where I'm like, something falls on my plate and I see it there and I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to do it like in a couple of days and I don't think about it. I'm like a dog where I just live in the present. So I'm just like here and I'm not worried about what's going to happen 3 weeks from now. Is that the best way I can explain it? So a lot of the things, I swear to God, and we talked about it. You would have known if you would have been on the show earlier. I headbutted a lot of people when I was a kid. So yeah, I think that sounded like an explanation. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
Kind of.
I'm gonna hit him with exactly what my wife hits me with. I still did not hear an apology there. He spoke in circles around us, and me and Edwin just went, okay.
Yeah.
Guys,
the thing is,
guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I betrayed your friendship. I'm sorry. I don't tell you these truths. He said, guys, I'm like a dog.
Wow, that's dramatic, yo. That is dramatic.
Hey guys,
that is dramatic, yo. Shots fired. I'm sorry I betrayed your friendship. I'm gonna tell you like I tell my wife when she says I still haven't heard an apology. When I say I can't apologize for being me.
Wow. I like that. I'm about to steal that from him.
And I don't like. I still don't like the way that Claudia's coming at us. Well, at me, because it's like,
she letting you know
this ain't no Zoom meeting, Orlando. Show's over. Oh,
she's a motivational speaker. She's motivating you to end this.
Yeah. All right. Hey guys, thank you for coming on. It's been wonderful doing all the heavy lifting. And, yo, my back hurts.
Orlando.
Yeah.
The problem is this, is when I was a kid, I used to knee a lot of people, right? And I'm half Guatemalan and half Puerto Rican. And also, these things fall on my plate, and I'm like a cat. I just lick myself like a cat, and I forget that they're there. Is that a good analogy? Yes. I'm sorry, Orlando. I'm sorry I left you hanging today, buddy. I'm sorry.
But listen, I missed you. Man.
Yeah, and
Orlando? I'm like my back is really hurting, so I need to get off from, from carrying this show. My back is killing me.
Here, Orlando, I apologize. And next week, it'll be 50-50, Orlando.
No, it's never 50-50. It's always like 90% you and then 10% me.
Okay.
I'm honest. I know. This is exactly why I tell you things just fall on my plate. I managed to land on a show with an amazing host.
He has said repeatedly.
He lets me come on every week.
In his defense, Orlando has said repeatedly every day we have a show. He says, "All I do is set this up and show up, guys." So he has said that repeatedly.
Yeah.
He's like, "It's Wednesday. I got to get my laptop out. I got to do this show," but that's about it.
Hey, Claudia, thank you for the invite to doing your show. Even though I'm joking around, I am going to do your show. I wish you would have invited Eric too, and both of us could have done it together, but I'll do it by myself.
Oh, wow. I didn't get the invite. Claudia, now I'm hurt. I'm hurt now. And I won't get an apology. She's going to pull in Orlando. What happened was.
Damn. All right.
And that's not a beer, bro. That's una malta.
Orlando shows up, does 10%, and then he gets his own sponsors. We don't even get sponsored. He gets sponsored.
Orlando got the malt sponsor, the Tushy sponsor.
Tushy, Malta.
And he's getting his own gear mailed to him.
Guys, let's be honest, man. When you have hair like mine, life is just a streamline, bro.
I'm so blessed, guys. I'm so blessed.
Humble brag. I got multiple bathrooms and I'm blessed. I got Tushy Wash installed on 3 toilets.
Yeah, the best I got multiple bathrooms.
I used to take showers out of buckets in Dominican Republic. Now I got 3 bathrooms, yo.
Wow.
I'm blessed, yo.
And how many?
Shout out to Team Coco for supporting me 100%. Michael Cox for putting me on The Tonight Show. Edwin Licona for putting me on HBO. Erik Rivera for putting me on this show, Entre Nos Comics. Guys, we love each and every one of you, especially you that tune in every day and every time and comment. Claudia, yo, you're my sister from a distance, whatever. You got slick today because Eric wasn't on. But whatever. Vero, shout out to you. Rael, you got it. Keto, ya tu sabes, mi hermano from another mother, bro. Thank you, everybody.
We'll catch you next week.
What's that? Huh?
We'll catch you next week.
Next week. Oh, see? That's why I can't do this, man. We'll catch you next. I got caught up reading the comments. I was like, "What is?"
Oh wait,
that?
no, next Wednesday's Thanksgiving, right?
I don't know.
No, it's next
I don't
Thursday.
know.
Thanksgiving.
All right, so yeah, we'll catch you next week. Orlando will be here.
It'll be a Thanksgiving. It'll be a Thanksgiving special.
Is there Thanksgiving in 2020? I don't know. All I know that I got a lot of blessings in 2020.
We'll have our Friendsgiving.
Yeah, we'll get everybody that's done the Entre Nos come in.
Friendsgiving episode next
There we
Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll all get empanadas.
There we go.
Subliminal.
There it is.
Subliminal messaging. Subliminal messaging.
All right,
Take care,
guys.
everybody. Goodbye. I don't have the button to sign